You finished your pre-placement classes and now you have to do the home study. But what is the home study? In this episode, we're going to take part of the home study and talk all about it. And then in a second episode, we'll finish our conversation about the home study. My name is Brian Woodruff. I'm a foster and adoptive parent. I'm the creator of fostercareaction.com. I'm an author of the book, You Think You Want to Be a Foster Parent. So congratulations, you finished pre-placement classes and now you're on to the home study. The home study, in short, is the process after you've received your training to make sure that your home and your financial and everything with regards to all of the other parts of you being a foster parent are met. So let's go through this process step by step, and let me talk about it. I'm going to do this in two parts. I'm going to do the paperwork side and some of those things on one side, and then I'm going to do the interview on a totally separate video, because the interview section is what everybody is always concerned about. This side, everybody's like, yeah, it's just stuff. But the interview side, everybody's worried about. So I'm going to do an entire video about the interview side next. So just know that I'm going to cover it. So step one in the process is lots and lots of paperwork. So you're going to fill out an application just like you were filling out for a job. So it's going to ask name and address and birth date and all that normal information, but then it's going to ask for references. It's going to ask for employment history. It's going to ask for, I can't even remember, just a host of information, but it's basically your life history. How long have you lived at your home? Are you married? Have you been divorced? I mean, just single, whatever. It's just going to ask and ask and ask and ask and ask. And just understand it's an application. So just fill it out. Don't feel like you need to lie on this or that you need to make yourself look some way or some way not. Don't, just fill it out, because I promise they'll have discussions about anything that they see that may be concerning, and I promise you, if you're a good person, this isn't going to be a problem. You may have some things in your past that might make the process take longer, but I promise if you're a good person and you have the right heart, you will get through this. So lots and lots and lots and lots of paperwork as far as an application. I don't remember, but I think our application was 4 pages long. So it's, but again, I know our son is talking about joining the military. And so it seems like a military application. I mean, it asks just, references and this and that and so on and so forth. So just understand, it's going to take a little bit of time. Fill it out, turn it in. The second part of the process is another application, but it's a financial application. In this section, it's going to ask for what are your utility costs and what is your car payment? What are other expenses you have? Do you have credit cards? Do you have a balance on those credit cards? What's your water bill? What's your electric bill? What's any outstanding credit that you have? What is your income? How much do you get paid? Do you get paid weekly? Do you get paid bi-weekly? Do you get paid monthly? Are you a salary? Are you hourly? Do you get overtime? Again, all of that information. And there's a whole video I do on the financial aspects of being a foster parent and what they're looking for. So if you're really concerned about this section, go find that video. It's called Can I Afford to Be a Foster Parent? And it talks all about that. So don't stress about it, just fill it out. But then the second part of this process is you're going to have to prove all this. So you're going to have to show a mortgage payment. You're going to have to show a utility payment. You're going to have to show a W-2. You're going to have to show tax returns. You're going to have to show all of the information to support what you have put on the application. So it's not that they don't trust you, they just don't trust you. So you're going to have to, so don't lie on the application, because you're going to have to prove everything that was on the application. So just know that going in. Think about it like you're trying to get a mortgage on your house. It's going to ask a lot of that same information that getting a mortgage on your house is asking. The next step of the process is the home inspection. And this is where a person is actually going to come to your home and review a form. They're going to make sure that your house meets all the criteria. And so I have not everything, but I have some of the things that they're going to review. And I'm going to take it because I never can remember it. I'm just going to take it directly out of my book because I have all the questions in my book. So I'm just going to read it directly out of my book. So they're going to look at the structural integrity of your home. They're going to make sure that it's structurally sound, that it will, stand the test of time. They're going to look at outdoor equipment. Is it maintained? Swing sets, things of that nature. Trampolines, are they in disrepair? Are they safe? Do you have a pool? Do you have an embankment? Do you have all these things? They're going to look to make sure that all of those things are safe for a child to come in. Now, let me just stop here and say this. They're going to find something on this list, I promise. And then you'll just make the necessary corrections and they'll come out, re-inspect it, make sure that that correction has been made and you're good to go. But know going in that there's probably something on this list that you're going to have to fix. Are there any, I already covered this, are there any areas on your ground that are hazardous? Does your home have adequate heat, light, and ventilation? Meaning, do windows operate? Does the heat work? Normal basic stuff. Are all cleaning materials in a place that children cannot get to? So are they on a shelf high enough so that a child can't get to them? Are firearms and other weapons stored safely? And again, if you watch my video on the home, I talked all about the rules around firearms. Are emergency numbers posted? Are there locks on bedroom doors and bathroom doors? So are the emergency numbers posted in a place where everybody can find them? Are there locks on both bedroom and bathroom doors? And again, this isn't keyed lock. This is, the typical lock that you would have on an interior door. Is there a constant supply of safe drinking water? I know this sounds silly, but you'd be surprised what they find that, folks don't have a constant supply of safe drinking water. Do you have working bathroom and indoor plumbing in your home? I know that sounds silly, but one of the things they're going to do is they're going to flush your toilet to make sure they work. And I know that sounds silly, but talking to social workers, it's amazing how many times they say, oh no, that toilet doesn't work, but you can use the one downstairs. Wrong. You got to fix that one. You got to have, all your bathrooms have to have working toilets in them. Is garbage disposed of regularly? Meaning, do you have garbage all over your house, or is it put in a garbage can and taken to a landfill, or however you dispose of your garbage? If you're in a rural area, you may not have garbage service. You may burn it, and that's fine, but is it being done on a regular basis? Does your home have UL approved smoke alarms on each level and each bedroom? And again, you have to have a smoke detector in every bedroom and you have to have a smoke detector on every level. So again, they're going to check, they're going to push the button, make sure they work, and so on. Is the evacuation plan for both fire and tornado posted on every level? So again, that's one of the requirements in the home, is that you have the evacuation plan. And again, if you're concerned about anything, I would tell you to go watch my video on your home, and it talks all about all of these requirements. Is there a UL approved fire extinguisher? So again, you're going to have an ABC fire extinguisher in your home. So do you have that? Where is it located? Are pets and domestic animals on the premises kept in a safe and sanitary manner? So again, do your pets have the license? Are they kept in a cage? If they're kept in a crate, like a dog, if they're kept in a crate, or are they allowed to run? Again, they're allowed to run, but are they safe? Are they going to bite or harm the children? Stairwells have proper handrails. Again, this sounds silly, but does your stair have a handrail on one side, so as a child goes up and down the steps, they have something to hold on to keep them from falling? I know that sounds silly, but you'd be surprised how many houses have to add a handrail to the stairwell. Are prescription and non-prescription drugs kept in a safe and locked place? So one of the rules is that prescription and non-prescription drugs have to be kept in a locked facility. We use a Home Depot plastic tool bin, and then we put a lock on it, and that meets. There's a million ways to get around this, but understand they're going to check to see how are you doing that. All bedrooms have an outside wall window that operates. Again, if you are in a high rise, you may not have operable windows. That would be taken into consideration. But if you're in less than 3-story building, they're going to check, does the window open? Does it operate? And again, just safety. Our bunk beds, if you're using bunk beds, they're going to make sure there's a rail on the top. They're going to make sure the ladder's safe and secure, that a child's going to be able to climb up and down and get into that bunk bed safely. Cribs, do they meet all the basic requirements? I talk about this in the home also. The cribs nowadays, the gate's not allowed to go up and down anymore, so it has to be fixed. So they're going to check to make sure that. Check to make sure that your vehicles have insurance and they're properly maintained and they're safe. And, a lot of people don't think about that, but again, you don't have to have a brand new vehicle, but you just have to have a vehicle that's safe. And then are there booster seats and restraining devices in your vehicle? So again, all of these things are just done just to make sure that your home is safe. So again, as I said, you're going to have something on this list, I promise, that you're going to have to make some corrections, and just understand going into that. The next step in the process is you're going to have to get fingerprinted and get background check. So you'll get a federal, a state, and a local background check, and then you'll get fingerprinted. Fingerprints nowadays are done electronically. It's not, for the most part, unless you don't have fingerprints. I know my mother-in-law her fingerprints wouldn't show up on the scanner, so she had to get the old-fashioned way. But for the most part, most people, you stick your hand on a scanner and it's done. So that is a requirement. Background check. Some states require a driver's background check, meaning checking for DUIs and things of that nature. Other states don't. Some states check at motor vehicle violations, but they will check to make sure you have a valid driver's license if that's your mode of transportation. So, and they're going to check for insurance. But background check, you're going to have to do all this. So for me and my wife, we had to go to our local county jail to get our background check signed off. And I kid with everybody, it's the closest I ever want to be to jail. And I don't even like it, because you're walking in the door and it's just eerie feeling. And you're standing there waiting. And what's funny is I knew I hadn't done anything wrong, but there's this sense inside of you like, oh, what happens if I did something wrong? Well, you would know if you did something wrong. So it can be a little unnerving, but part of this process is unnerving. So just understand that going in. So that's where we're going to end this. Again, part 2 of this video is going to be all about the questions that are asked during the home study process. And I will tell you, that's the part that's probably most unnerving for most people. So make sure that when you finish this, to go to part 2 and watch the second part of the home study. If you like what you're seeing and you want more information, please subscribe. I'm constantly making more videos to help folks like you understand what it's like to be a foster parent and the challenges that come with it.